How do you get over someone 100% that you once loved so much? Oh, I'm a professional when it comes to that. Like, I'm a pro at that. I had to fall out of love and, like, how do you get over someone? You have to commit to yourself and to your own self-growth. When you lose somebody, you're grieving, and grief is a normal thing, and whatever it is that comes up, like, emotion-wise, you should allow yourself to feel it. Absolutely. It's only healthy to let it all out. All of the tears and stuff, just let it out, you know? Um, and then it takes a lot of patience and it takes a lot of work, you know? Ultimately, every person you're not supposed to be with only prepares you for the one you are supposed to be with. So I think that's a nice way to look at it. That a nice way that kind of gives you hope to move forward, but it takes time, y'all. Be patient. It's not gonna happen like this, not tomorrow. It takes time. There's gonna come a day, the day when you can talk about the story and not cry anymore. That's when you know you've healed. It just everything takes time, y'all. When you break up, you're grieving, so just allow yourself, But everybody takes everybody is different. Everybody takes their own amount of time to get over somebody. For some, it's shorter. For some, it's longer. It really depends on the person. But keep your head up, keep going, and commit to yourself and your own self growth, and take care of yourself like you would take care of a friend during that time period. Where was the point in your life you put your luck and good life first, and how did you do that? Luck? I don't believe in luck. Not anymore. Nothing's luck. Because you're the creator of your own reality, and whatever happens to you, you create it by law of attraction. So I don't believe in luck. I believe in creating your own path and your own life. That's what I've learned along the way. Yeah, I used to believe in luck too until I realized I'm like we're basically magicians and we do it ourselves. And the people who've made it, they've made it because they understood that they create their own reality, and then they just worked for that. The point where I decided to just put myself first and where I wanted to grow, and I realized that I wanted to have a good life was when I got bullied and I got suicidal. But even though I was suicidal, I didn't want to die. So I just came to a point where I was like, okay, like we all know, me talking to myself, we all know you're never going to do that. So you have to do something. You have to work. So that was eventually there came a day where I put myself first and put work into getting better at any cost. I broke up with my ex 2 years ago, but we tried to be friends, but he was so negative and toxic and selfish, but I still love him and I really miss him after I cut him out of my life last year. You don't miss him, you miss the way he made you feel. Because feeling loved and being in a relationship and having a significant other and having somebody to hold and kiss and be with is nice. It's a really nice feeling. Um, but if that person is just really, like you say, negative, toxic, selfish, and whatnot, that's not good for you. It's not good for your growth as a human being. Because it really is true. Like the top 5 people you have around you in your life, you get influenced by the most. So you realizing that somebody is negative is awesome. And like I said, letting somebody go is not an easy thing. And the grieving process of losing that person, it can take time, absolutely. But I absolutely believe that you miss the way he made you feel more than him, actually. That's what happened with my ex too. So we broke up. When we broke up, I was still madly in love with her. We just agreed upon breaking up because we both knew it was the right thing to do. So I had to make myself fall out of love eventually. Um I had to unlove the person that I loved the most in my life at that point. In the beginning, like, it was devastating, was the worst thing I've ever felt. Um, but over time that healed, and I was okay with her not being there. And then I was like, okay, yeah, I actually, because people, of course, ask me if I miss her, even in live streams back then when I was still on now. And I was like, you know what? I actually know I don't miss her. I just miss the way she made me feel. Those memories. That's why even Dear Best Friend is about her. And I did a backstory video to it. And even in the video, because there's a line in it that says, I will always love you and that will never change. And it has changed. So what you're missing, you have to look for within yourself. Instead of looking for answers and all and love and everything outside of you, you have to turn inside and just kind of give it yourself. And that's how you grow. Honestly, I thought of suicide. Suicide is not the answer though. It's all to grow us. Like when you're depressed and like at rock bottom, I guess you don't understand is that you have like such a big opportunity, such a big chance to change for the better. It's an opportunity, it's not the end. You just have to, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Stop viewing like depression as the end when it's actually an opportunity for change. Change, and like this kind of change, is quite painful. It's like a caterpillar that dies to become a butterfly, you know? But oh, can it teach you so much, yo. And like I'm talking from experience cuz I've been there. Not an easy thing, but like there are so many people who are like depressed and they have been depressed for years and even battling, like it's not a war, but I can talk about that in a minute, but people have been battling these suicidal thoughts for years and they wanted to die for years, yet they're not doing it. They're still here. And that's for a reason, you know? But like literally if you can go on depressed and suicidal for years, you have everything. Oh, and absolutely everything to change and become better. Like, if you would just redirect your energy to change, you'd thrive, yo. You're gonna fly, man. You don't have to die. Why do you want to die when you can fly? Literally. What are the like risk factors? What are trigger points? Let me tell you something. Kids, they're not being taught how to love themselves or that they should love themselves. That's the thing. That nobody's being taught about self-love and how important it is. And that's the fucking risk factor. Cuz then you have all these different individuals and then you have society and people, especially kids, like they get into school, they're being trimmed. You have this like system of if you have good grades, you're a good student. If you don't have good grades, you're a bad student. And that's where the competition already starts. And then you have like the kids with the good grades picking on the kids with the bad grades. And that's where shit starts. And kids take it to heart because they never learned how to love themselves and that what other people say actually doesn't fucking matter. That's the risk factor. Risks of getting depressed are literally everywhere. And how do we demolish them? By teaching everybody about self-love. That's the reason why every single thing that's going on in the world about ending bullying and like these extra classes in school and people coming together and fighting bullying is never going to get us anywhere. It's never going to stop bullying. Bullying is never going to stop if we only look at bullies. Because bullies are not the issue. Bullies are actually, yeah, they're not the issue, but they're just as much part of this as the people getting bullied, because bullies feel bad inside or have their own inner conflict going on, just like the kids who are being bullied. We have to, if we want to stop bullying, we have to teach about self-love. That's it. Self-love is the answer to bullying. And like going after just bullying and bullies is like going for David when you want to go for Goliath. And I made a video. It's called Bullying Doesn't Kill People. It's like way down on my channel. Made it a while ago. Doesn't have many views, but that basically explains the way I look at it. I used to be a bully. It was a couple of years ago, and I'm best friends with the girl I bullied now, but I'm constantly worried that she's still affected by what I said to her. I feel awful. You know? And it does have an effect on people. But if she is doing the inner work, it's all about forgiveness. And you feel awful, you need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive yourself. Because at this point, you're not that person anymore. So you have to learn and let the past be the past. You know, lesson learned. Shit, now you have to literally you have to forgive yourself. You know? Yeah, cuz like you feel like a terrible person even after you've changed, cuz you have not forgiven yourself yet. Maybe talk to her about it as well. Ask for her forgiveness. Forgive yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, "I forgive you." And really mean it. Like you need to forgive and then let the past be the past. Stop carrying it with you, you know? That stuff's heavy. It weighs you down. But you're not that person anymore. Congratulations. You know, it's ultimately it's a lesson learned. People don't do that, you know, just like for nothing. Every like positive person who accepts and loves themselves, they don't feel the need to go off and like bully somebody. You probably had your own inner conflicts going on and whatnot that made you like do it or whatever, you know, or you felt a certain way when you bullied people. Now you've changed and you've learned the lesson. Great. But still, you know, even though sometimes we learn lessons and whatnot, we still need to forgive. That's what ultimately then closes the door and puts a lock on it. And then you just let it be. You know? You're not your past, you're not your future. All you have is right now. And that's who you are. Right now. And right now, you're not a bully. The whole thing of if I've dated that person, you never can, fuck that shit. If it happens that way, that's how it is. Get fucking over it, you know? I bet there are actually a lot of stories like this where now these people, where somebody was together with someone, they broke up, and then their friend got together with them and maybe even married them in the end. Like, it makes me laugh. There are probably more than enough stories of these. And, like, if I'm breaking up with somebody, it's because it's not meant to be, because the person who's meant to be with me is still out there. You know? Oh, if people would only look at it like this, they'd be like, yeah, just fucking have fun. I don't even care. You know? Like, it only hurts because people are so attached to how others make them feel. We're all guilty of it. Of course, if a friend of mine now would would have just immediately or whatever dated my ex, like I wouldn't have liked it either. But now, like, I'm looking at it from a way different perspective. Like, then, you know, that's just how it's supposed to be for now. Or maybe forever. Who knows? You know, I can't look into the future, but like, yeah. Yeah, of course she's important to you, but still, you like if you're important to her, she's not gonna care that much. She's not gonna stop you. If she does, that's not a friend, if you ask me. For real. If somebody literally leaves behind your relationship between you and them because you are with somebody else, that maybe they've even been with, but that they're not with anymore. Fuck them. We need to stop being so childish. Stop acting like people are yours. They're not. The only person who's yours is you. Literally. And everybody else can do whatever they want to do. You need to really work on your I don't give a fuck attitude and do like more of the things that feel right to you instead of overthinking everything. I'm learning to like just listen to my feelings more and to act upon them. If there's something, it's like, so let's say I really want to go to America, right? But I'm also really, really scared to get on a plane and just fly for that long. I'm still gonna get on that plane if the opportunity arrives. I'm not gonna, because my head is gonna be like, but like, yo, all these things. Just, woo. But like, I want to do this. I feel it. So I'm just gonna do it. I don't even care. I had a group of friends that talked a lot of rude stuff about me, and I took them out of my life, and I feel a lot happier now. Probably feel a lot lighter. Congratulations. That is awesome. You know, sometimes we tend to stick with people like that just because we're scared to be alone. You don't have to be scared to be alone. But in order to have better people come in and people who love you for you and care about you and support you just the way you are, you have to make room for them. And so you have to cut those people off. And yes, you might be alone for a little bit. You're never truly alone and lonely if you like, no, you're never truly lonely if you like the person you're alone with yourself. So you have to cut them off, and you're going to be maybe alone for a little period of time, and that's going to show you something too, and you're going to learn something from that too, and that's really, really awesome. Like that like time frame where you're alone. Oh, you have so much potential right there to just get better, because the better you get, the better you attract. And then eventually those people come into your life, and it's going to be awesome. Everybody has different experiences. I've never been physically abused. I've been mentally abused. I went to a mental hospital and they literally told me I was raped, but mentally. I know when, like, especially something physical is hard to just kind of move on from and to find something positive. But people are always, whatever they're doing, whatever they're saying is a reflection of them. For whatever reason your dad is beating you isn't even really because of you. I'm sorry that you're the victim of it, but it's not even because of you. Something is just being triggered in him through you. You are kind of the trigger, you know? But I like, it doesn't have anything to do with you. If I find myself mad at somebody, this is just me now, but I literally ask myself, why are you mad? Like, where's this coming from? Because it actually doesn't have anything to do with those people. It's just that something, because of something that happened to me in the past, is being triggered through them. Maybe I'd like to hit them, but it's not because of them. It's just that they're a trigger. You are the trigger of your father. And of course, you can always take legal actions to get away from that. There are so many kids going through these things, and it's like, I feel sorry and I send all my love out to you. But understand that personally, it has nothing to do with you. And your light inside of you, you still have it, and it doesn't take away anything from your beauty. It doesn't take away anything from the person that you are. It doesn't make you any less valuable. You are enough. Oh, are you enough? You're so enough. It's amazing how enough you are. And I'm sorry that this is happening to you. I can't change it. Only you have that power. But it doesn't take anything away from the person that you are. And I pray to God that you stop believing that it does. You're valuable. Your opinion is valid. You're beautiful. You belong here. You deserve to be here. It's your birthright to experience great things. I know sometimes we go through things that are far less from great, whatever it is. Sometimes we make ourselves suffer more than we have to. But somehow it's always for our growth and to get better. And this what you're going through is not forever. It's not. I just know that if you believe that it's not forever and that this too shall pass, it will. And one day you will look back at it and you'll say, you know what? That's all right. Because, at one point it felt like that broke me, but actually it was making me. So hold on. Hope. Hold on, pain ends. Because it does. And there's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. The universe falls in love with stubborn hearts. And if you do not give up, if you say, like, I don't care, I will get better no matter what, then that's how it's gonna be. Because you attract what you put out. But don't let nobody, not even your dad, nothing, dim your light. There have been, like, with these school shootings now, people died. Yet you have all these other kids now that are like, it's like an uproar. Where it's like, it could have dimmed their light, but they're like, no, not right now. You're trying to dim our light? Fuck you. We're just gonna come back at you with flamethrowers. That's what we're gonna do. And that's what you have to do. I'm not saying it's easy, I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but definitely worth it, whatever it is. Sometimes I just want to give up, and I know I can't because of family, and it would be selfish of me. So I'm just thankful I have this channel to watch and your amazing voice to listen to. Yo, whatever it is that makes you hold on to it. No matter what, like, even if it would be just a freaking teddy bear. Any little thing that makes you hold on to it until you get better. It's like basically like training wheels. Maybe at this point you think sometimes I want to give up, but I can't because of family, then that's how it is. Then keep going because of family. But eventually, as you keep on walking, you'll see you're not just doing it for family and the people who care about you, but also for yourself.